welcome to the show. I'm Zach. I'm your host. I'm here with my grandfather, Lynn Grebon Sr. Today's programming is brought to you by Swingline Staplers. Staplers are great for securing papers together in traditional manner at the corner of pages. Use staples for all sorts of documents, from recipes, receipts, collages, or parole papers. Also good as a defense weapon. Swingline Staplers, where the weight matters. Visit swingline.com. So, yeah, today's programming is just a conversation with Grandpa Grebon.
Okay.
Yeah. So state your name for the record.
My name's Lynn Grebon Sr. I don't know the origin of my name.
But it's spelled like a girl.
It's spelled like a girl.
Yeah. And that's typically how you and your son have introduced themselves. It's, your name is Lynn, spelled like a girl.
Well, I think a friend of my father's was named Lynn or something. I don't know. And then I went ahead and named my first son Lynn because I don't know why. I thought, well, maybe my first son would accomplish more than I did, so the name Lynn would be like a dentist, an entrepreneur, something that I never was, that I wanted to be.
Gotcha.
You know, you got that? Yeah. So,
and your middle name
is Raymond.
Where'd that come from?
My uncle Ray. And my brother's name was Lee Wilbert because I had an uncle named Uncle Will. And then my third brother, Terrence Moore, M-O-O-R-E, that was my mother's maiden name. So that's where we were.
Okay.
And then I had a sister, Donna Ray, because I always heard that she was named after a convict's daughter, Donna Ray. That was supposedly, I don't know, my aunt read it in the paper or something like that. I don't really know. And so what did I do?
So where were you born?
I was born in a hospital.
Yeah.
In
Did
Chicago.
it have walls?
It had walls. I was born, I don't remember actually being born, but I know I was born because I'm here today.
Here you are, yeah.
Yeah, and it was, I think it was at St. Elizabeth's Hospital.
Okay. And that's in Chicago.
Yeah, that was in Chicago.
Chicago, Chi-Town.
Actually, I ended up living about a block away from the hospital for a long time. I went to a grammar school named Schley.
Schley.
Yeah, and the principal's name was Mrs. Picchiotti, and she kind of looked like her name, Mrs. Picchiotti.
Like she was picky-onied?
Yeah.
Like people picky-onied?
Picchiotti, she was, yeah. And there was a Mr. Blake was the principal before her.
Oh.
And Mr. Blake used to have one of those old-fashioned hearing aids where the thing ran down to his thing. And so guys would start a conversation with him, and then they would go like this. And he'd go like, he'd be adjusting his. So I think that's why probably maybe that's God's way of punishing me for being partially deaf today, because I used to make fun.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
God's way of punishing me.
Okay.
For making fun of Mr. Blake, who was deaf.
Can you speak up? I'm just, okay.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
Okay, and we've got this picture book here that was put together by my mother.
Yeah.
And, okay, so where are we at here? This is you.
So
that's you.
Yeah, that's me, my high school picture.
And that's
my high school graduation.
Judah, doesn't it?
And that's me.
That's you?
Yeah, all three of them.
All three of those are you?
Yeah, all three of those are me. Yeah.
Okay. And then this is also, so that whole group right there.
Yeah, that's my mom, my sister, my two brothers. I'm the one on the right.
In the Navy suit.
Yeah, and then Lee was right in front of me, and then Terry was on her lap.
Okay.
Oh.
And then
that was my dad. He was in the Navy, first class gunner's mate, whatever that was. And then that was my ma, I think. Yeah, that was my mother. She was very pretty. And then that was her, a picture of her and my dad. My dad, They never played the piano, but
Okay, so there is a controversy in my household involving this picture with the piano, because I went to a museum with my wife and I said, "Hey, get on the piano, just like lay on the piano," and Erin would not lay on the piano, and I'm like, "What's the big deal?" And she was like, "I'm not laying on the piano." We get in the car, and I guess there's this Who Framed Roger Rabbit or something was like some very sexualized cartoon or whatever, and it's like,
really?
She always laid on the piano. But I told her later, I was just trying to reenact this photo.
Oh,
so you're saying that
but
he didn't actually play? Like they're just kind of posing?
That piano was in the tavern that he owned, and that was behind the bar.
Okay, so let's talk about the bar. What's the bar? Whose bar was it? Where did it start?
Well, it was my uncle Will owned the bar originally, and I guess he had a problem with drinking. So one day he just supposedly threw the keys to my dad and said, "It's yours." My dad worked there, and I don't know what year that was, but so my dad was he ran the bar, I guess, before Prohibition. He was born in 1911, so in 1930 he would have been 29 or 30, and I don't know when Prohibition was. Prohibition was 32 to.
So it was instituted during World War I, correct? Yeah. I've heard that it was instituted to preserve the grain for the troops, but then it went into the 20s, and then it
lasted about 12 years. So anyway, that piano was behind the bar, called Cliff and Johnny's. Johnny was a friend of my childhood friend of my dad's, and it was called Cliff and Johnny's. But then my dad got drafted into World War II. Yeah, and so anyway,
do you get to choose when you're drafted? Like, is it like, "Oh, I'm getting drafted, I want to go to the Navy. Oh, I want to go to the Army"?
I don't know about that.
Or is it like, "Hey, you're drafted, we need you to go to the Navy"?
The word was that because his partner was drafted, Johnny's family didn't trust my dad, so they called the board of whoever they called and said, "This guy's not a good father." Supposedly, my dad got drafted with 4 kids, which was very unusual. So then a relative of Johnny's ran the bar while my dad and Johnny were in their service. So that's not very interesting. Anyway, so that's just a picture of my mom mimicking that she's singing and my dad is playing the piano.
But they're not actually playing.
We're not actually playing and she's not actually singing.
Okay.
It was just
so you guys are just... So the acting and the just overall bizarreness came from your side of the family?
More or less. Although my mother was an orphan, and she was raised in an orphanage for a while. And then she ran away a couple times, and then somehow she didn't have to go back to the orphanage.
Okay.
And she was actually left-handed, but they used to tie her hand behind her back because they didn't want... it wasn't orthodox.
I thought that was Marianne, my grandmother, but it was your mother.
It was my mother that...
See, this is the reason I'm doing this, because I want to hear it firsthand.
Okay.
So now I know, and I can put a name with a face or an arm with a back. So
right.
Now,
yes.
What year were you born?
I was born.
Or is that allowed? Am I allowed to ask you how?
You're allowed. Yeah, okay. I was born on June 18th, 1937.
Okay. Yeah. So what else we got here? Who are these people?
Well, I thought. Well, that's my Uncle Ray, and
picture on the left.
Picture on the left. I thought it was me, but it says Terry. That was my Aunt Viola on the left. And my Aunt Malta, my Grandma Malta on the right, and they were my favorite.
So who is Malta the mother of?
Malta is the mother of Cliff.
Okay.
My dad. She's my dad's mother.
And where is she from?
Well, your father thinks that she was Jewish, but I think she was Swiss.
Okay.
Swiss. And she married Otto because he could spell his name backwards and forwards the same way.
Okay, so side note.
Yeah.
So you know what a palindrome is, right? It's a word that's spelled backwards is the same word.
Yeah.
Race car, poop,
yeah.
Bob, auto. Okay.
Yeah. Paragraph.
So a subordinate is a word that when spelled backwards, it makes a different word that is an actual word.
Oh, really?
Like dog, God. Give me another one, kids. Subordinate is palindromes spelled backwards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I know a guy that.
Yeah, desserts and stressed. Okay, so I'll have to look into that one. Get spell check.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so Malta and Otto
Malta
are
Otto.
Clifford's parents.
Clifford's parents, yes. Malta.
And okay, so let's go. Okay, so our photo is Cliff with siblings and mother. So Raymond.
Raymond was my uncle, Ray.
So he's the guy in the middle.
Yeah, that's Ray. Viola.
So Ray, Viola, Malta, Clifford.
Right.
Okay, so this is. Let me get a pencil. Okay, so this is. Whoops.
Viola.
Malta.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Cliff, I think it's Cliff, and Raymond. Yeah. The only one that isn't in there is Wilbert. Will.
Who's that?
That was my brother, one of my father's brothers.
Okay.
He's the one that originally owned the tavern.
So who's Raymond and Emily? That's his wife?
Raymond is my uncle.
So that is your dad's brother.
Right. And his wife was Emily. She was a Polish. She was Polish.
So hold on a second. Clifford and Raymond were brothers.
Right.
And did they have any siblings?
Wilbert and Viola. Viola was the only girl. 3 boys and a girl.
Okay. Never mind. I'm silly.
Yeah,
here.
that's okay.
I thought this was Josephine, but it's not.
No.
Okay, so Raymond and Emily.
Raymond and Emily were.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So this goes way up. So Susanna and Harry Moore. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Now, that must have been my mother's parents, I guess. No. Good questions. Susanna, I can't see. I'm not sure. Wait, what do we...
These appear to all be the origins of your mother.
Yes. Yes, they are. There's, I think that was my sister. One of
these are...
Those...
That... So who were... Otto Griebon, my great... So this is Cliff's dad.
Right, Otto.
This guy's Clifford's dad.
Clifford's dad, yeah. He died when I was very young, Otto.
What did he do for a living?
Otto was I think he was when he died, he was a night watchman. I don't know what he did. He was born in Wisconsin, La Crosse, Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. And then Malta lived a long time after him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so enough about you. Let's get back to you.
Okay.
What kind of got you into the whole comic thing? Are you just in general?
Oh, well, I'm never really, I always thought.
Like, where did all of so I took the $50,000. Where did all that stuff come from?
I don't know. I think that's the way I was. I was always kind of sarcastic. In fact, I worked with a couple of guys, and they always asked me if I had my original teeth. Mm-hmm. From being so sarcastic.
Yeah. And
then I remember working with a guy at the railroad, and a black guy, and he said, Grebon. I said, what? He said, you dissing me. I said, what? He said, you dissing me. I go, what are you talking about, dissing me? He said, you disrespecting me. I go, you get out of here. What are you talking about?
That's where that came from.
I'm disrespecting you? Yeah. You go, yeah. I go, I said, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, maybe I was disrespecting him. But, you know, I mean, dissing me.
So, one, I really like that I now know the origins of dissing.
Oh, really?
I was like, what is... Well, okay, so you ever heard of, like, dubs? Like, the dubs in your whip?
No.
So dubs comes from W, meaning W in the word wheel. So when you got new wheels on your car, you got new dubs. I mean, this is all old. I mean, this is when I was a little younger, so I don't even know what people are saying now. But like, you know how like if something's cool, it's like good.
Yeah.
Well, now it's fire.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's fire. And you know, Aaron and I are looking at each other, going, "That's so weird." But I'm going, it's just a temperature thing. So like every 20 to 50 years, the temperature is like something that's good is cool, and now it's hot.
Well, it was like, man, I don't know.
Because it went from cool to hot to chill to fire. And we just kind of keep going back and forth.
So now it's
the next one should be cold. So like ice. I'm just kind of predicting things. Well, okay, so do I get to tell you the first joke that you told me? The first joke I can remember that you told me?
Oh, that I told you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll save most of them because this one's okay for the camera. It was I don't even remember how it starts. Who's the most dangerous man in the world? A Greek in sneakers.
A Greek in sneakers? I never told you
yes,
that.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
A Greek in sneakers. Oh, my God.
And you had to explain it to me. And I didn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
A Greek in sneakers.
A Greek in sneakers.
Wow, that is so weird.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, anyway.
What's the whole Polish thing about?
I'm like,
oh, man. No. Not like, you know, what's the whole dynamic between the Italian and the Polish thing?
Well, I don't know. What do you mean? The Polish?
No, I'll tell you another joke that you told me. Who invented the solar-powered flashlight? The Polish.
Why?
Well, it's not funny now because back then it was a solar-powered flashlight is, you know, you go in a closet and there's no sun. It's just illogical.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, you told me, why doesn't Poland have any ice anymore?
Why?
Because they lost the recipe.
You know, they make all those funny Polish jokes, but most of back in the day, you see a Polish woman today, and there's quite a few in our neighborhood. They're very trim, sleek, stylish. Mm-hmm. They really, back in my day, they would walk. You'd see them walking down the streets with their arms clasped across their chest. They were very heavy, and they were very like wary of people. They'd be walking down the street like, you know, don't rob me. You know. But now, yeah, and I always thought Polish. Although they make a lot of jokes about, you know, like Polish this and that, but I always thought they were pretty smart people.
Well,
or there was a smart feller.
I was pulling up right here. Okay, so here's an article from 1888.
Okay.
It's in a newspaper. How
did you find that so quick?
Huh?
How did you find that?
Google.
Okay.
Yeah, when I built Google, I built it to be fast. So it says no Italians allowed. On May 28th, 1888, Council passed a resolution to the effect that parties receiving the contract for paving East Washington Street shall bind themselves not to employ any Italian labor. So what's the whole Italian?
I don't know. Though. Well, that was the Irish too. There was.
I know. It's not just
it was
Italians.
Just discrimination. I don't know why. I mean, Irish need not apply. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know where the Italian thing, but In my day, most of the city workers or still probably are. Well, now they're not anymore. They're either black or Puerto Rican. But in my day, there was Irish or a lot of Italians. I worked with a lot of Italians and Irish, and I always got along with. Well, I married an Italian girl, so.
So I mean, is Chicago more
dangerous? Yes. Dangerous.
So what's the most dangerous part about Chicago in your mind?
See,
because out here in the cornfields, I mean, we get scared if we have neighbors that are within a mile.
Well, today Chicago is so much different because when I grew up, there was, not that I'm prejudiced or not, but I mean, certain areas were just crime, and that was where the blacks lived, and there weren't many Mexicans or Puerto Ricans. But now the whole city is dangerous because I don't care where you live, you can walk outside your house and
you won't get shot.
If your car is still there, if you're lucky, you might get shot because it's just a dangerous place.
I remember coming into Chicago when we were kids.
Yeah.
And it was like, I remember we came in and you were in a really bad mood because somebody broke into the window of your van and stole your radio.
They actually stole my van right in front of my house.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So out here we leave our keys in the ignition.
Yeah,
and we put a note on there, just please, fill it up when you bring it back.
So Chicago is not.
Chicago's not Iowa.
It is not Iowa. You're lucky you don't live there. Well, I mean,
blessed.
You grew up on like a farm, so you wouldn't be happy in the city. I don't think.
It's funny the dynamic when the family from Chicago comes out here. It's like, oh my gosh, the cars are going by so fast, and what do you do if you need something? People are so far away. But then it's the opposite when we go in. Like, I get nervous at the Nestle factory because it's like, oh my gosh, we're in the city and we're still like an hour and a half away, and we're not even in the city, and it's just, you can reach out of the windows and touch your neighbor's house.
Just about, yeah. Because.
Okay, so.
Okay.
Can we sing the song about the Chicago fire?
I don't think I know it.
Oh, what? How does it go? One dark night. All right, get over here and sing the song. You know this song.
Okay.
Or is this... Don't you know this song? Okay, you ready?
Okay.
One dark night while we were all in bed, Mrs. O'Leary left a lantern in her shed. When the cow kicked it over, she blinked her eye and said, it's gonna be a hot lime in the whole town tonight. Fire, 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 fire.
Oh, I never heard that one before. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Dad always sang that too.
All right, so I guess I probably...
You didn't know that song. You learned something new.
Right.
You're welcome. I'll send you a bill. All right, so on to the next thing. Tell us the whole spectrum. What has been the biggest technological advancement? I mean, you have gone from...
Hey, I'll tell you what. When I was a kid, I used to have to get up and walk across the room to change the channel on the TV and adjust the rabbit ears to get a good station. And maybe there was only 3 stations. And I actually slept in a house with no air conditioning.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So what would you say in your whole lifespan, what has been like thank the Lord that is here now? Because you've gone from records to iTunes to no air conditioning to air conditioning to cruise control.
Yeah. And I don't even know how to use the cruise control half the time.
What? I will not buy a car if it doesn't have functioning cruise control. No way.
I have it, but I have to.
I use cruise control in town.
Well, I have it on my car, and I would travel so infrequently that I forget how to use it. But
Fly swatter.
Fly swatter.
I'm going to kill this fly. It's bugging me. You need some water? You good?
You know what? I think I'm
here you go. Okay, yeah, you big goof. Okay.
So,
what would you say is what's been like oh, wow, I'm really, really happy that technology is available now?
Well, of all the things to make you comfortable, I mean, there's so many things, but...
air conditioning, is that up there? Let's make a top 5.
Air conditioning, TV.
TV, you can watch anything you want. Now, going from the TV to like watching it in your hand, I mean, is that pretty cool? I mean, do you remember when calculators were on watches? I mean, that was kind of like the cat's meow, right?
Calculators? Yeah, good old fly swatter.
How did I not get Yeah.
Is a
hey,
good
this
thing.
is a really nice one. I don't know how much Aaron paid for this, but this thing is...
Do you guys sell them?
Well, you still have the leather one I made for you?
But I don't know where it is.
Oh, my gosh. Do I have to make
Well, we don't have very...
You don't have many flies in the city.
Well, what we've had lately is fruit flies around the kitchen.
Yeah.
And,
so air conditioning.
Yeah.
Highways, I mean, were the highways smaller back then? But I mean, you just stayed in Chicago, right? You didn't go very far, did you?
No, I didn't travel very far. Well, I had a stick shift Volkswagen, and that's about all.
So
what
else? What's your favorite food? We know that there's a list of things that you refuse to eat, and on the top of that list is biscuits and gravy. And then on the list of
biscuits and gravy.
What would be like your top 5? Like, oh man, I will. Yeah, count me.
I don't know. I like steak. I don't get it that often. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
I like beef. The same thing. Beef.
So steak, beef, hamburger.
Spaghetti. I like spaghetti.
Yeah.
I've always liked spaghetti. Any kind of spaghetti.
What about like cheese-filled pasta? Like, do you like ravioli and?
Yeah, I like those.
Tortellini and stuff.
Yeah, those two. Those are okay.
Lasagna,
yeah.
So basically anything that's pasta-esque and cheese and sauce and meat. Now, are you a meat in the sauce guy, or are you a meat is separate and then you
I like them. I like meat in the sauce too.
But like ground up, or is it like it's got to be in a ball?
No, it could be either way.
So you're not picky when it comes to that?
No, I like pizza too. Do you like pizza?
I like pizza.
Yeah, I like veggie pizza.
Okay, so has the whole Iowa pizza from a gas station hit the Chicago scene? That's kind of weird.
We don't get pizza. We don't have pizza that much. Once in a while, we go out and have it.
What's your take on Giordano's?
Giordano's, I never really go there that much.
I mean, growing up, it was kind of like this, oh my gosh, we're going to the Palace of Pizza, and it's like, I almost choked on it because we went to a pool tournament, and Aaron and I got a pizza, and we took it back to the hotel room, and by the time we got there, it had cooled down a little bit, but it was still like gooey.
Yeah.
So I took a bite, and it was soft where, like when cheese is hard, you bite it, and it separates, and then it's like, that's a bite, and then, you cut it. But when it's soft, it's like chewing queso or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It was like in between. So like I bit, and I thought I separated it, so I swallowed, but it was still connected to the bite in my mouth.
Oh, my God.
So I had like a blob here and a blob in my mouth, and it's like held together. I literally had to pull it all out because I was choking.
Oh, my God.
So ever since then, I've been kind of scared to eat Giordano's. And their sausage kind of has a weird little twinge to it. I'm not
there's a pizza in Des Plaines called Village Inn. That's just as good to me as any.
Village Inn?
I think it is. Giordano's.
Village Inn is like a Perkins, isn't it?
No, Village Pizza. It's an independent place.
Oh, okay.
There's a Giordano's in 2 or 3 blocks. I don't think we've ever been in there. It's just a very small Giordano's. maybe it seats 20 people or
So
something.
what was the name of the Greek restaurant we'd always go to when we'd come in?
Oh, there was one on Central Avenue in Belmont. I can't think of the name. I know they used to serve gyros.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to pause on the Greek restaurant.
Okay. And we'll take a break.
Do you say gyros, gyros,
I say gyros.
And why do you say it the one way or the other? And are you biased to people who say, when somebody says, do you want to go get some euros? Do you get kind of like a little pretension in you?
No,
you don't know what you're talking about? Or?
No, I just always call it gyros.
But
it's actually a blend of, what is it? A blend of lamb and...
I think it's like pork, beef, and lamb. That's my understanding. And it's all...
and they cut it
all
off.
the seasonings, and then you pack it in this big tube, and then you put it on the spit, and it rolls. It's rotating, and they're slicing off.
Can I take a break?
Yeah. Okay, we're going to take a commercial break here, and we're going to come back to the interview here with Lynn Grebon Sr.
Yeah.
Hey there, thanks for tuning into the channel. Would you take a minute to like this video and also click that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you can watch more fun interviews I have like this one. And then the rain falls back down and it just goes in a cycle. That's very profound. I've never heard of that. I need to look into that. And now, back to the program. Thanks for watching. Okay, so since you taught me how to play guitar... I did not realize that. Well, but I got a ukulele from you years ago.
Yeah. Do you still have it? Probably
not. I think so. I actually don't know where that is.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here's a song. You ready?
Okay. Wow. Did you teach yourself how to play? I like the tune of it. I don't know is there a name to it? How many strings has that got? How many strings are that?
12.
And what do they call that?
12-string guitar.
That's got to be twice as hard as a 6-string, right? No?
What I like about it is the strings are thinner.
Okay.
So like on a regular 6-string guitar, they're thicker.
Yeah.
And so since you have so much to press down, it's almost like they're electric guitar strings, so they're lighter. Huh?
This is like an electric?
No. It's just, it'd be like walking around in a high heel versus a tennis shoe. There's more things to press on, so it doesn't dig into your fingers like a knife.
Can I say it for a second?
Which way are you going? You're going this way. Did you ever... So, in essence, the stringed introduction into my life came from your ukulele, so thank you.
Okay. I've tried many different things in my life, and I've never been good at any of them.
Okay, so have you heard the jack of all trades, master of none?
That is me.
Okay, but So that's why my YouTube channel, Zach of All Trades, the full phrase is Jack of all trades, master of none, is always better than a master of one.
I like that.
Because if you master one thing, that's all you're good at.
I know,
but if you know how to do many things, just either a little or a lot.
I mean, I've tried many different things.
Yeah.
And I've tried a ukulele.
Well, you're always talking about like, oh, hey, Zach, you do all these other things. And it's like, well, you wanted to learn how to roller skate when you're, in your 70s.
Yeah, I did.
And, yeah. But did you end up doing that?
I went down my driveway.
Oh, my gosh.
Here's what I did. I bought one of those, you ever see these walkers? But
yeah.
they have these walkers that they make them, they're very tall. In fact, I was going to have you make me a walker, but I knew you were too busy. So a walker comes up to about here. So I bought rollers. I bought all this on Amazon because I was able to return it. So I bought roller skates. I bought a walker, and I thought, well, if I could use the walker and I wouldn't fall. So I like the roller skate. I used to like the roller skate way back then, but I thought this would be fun to roller skate around the villages. So I bought the roller skates and I bought the walker. But the problem was the walker wasn't wide enough at the bottom so I could move my feet. So I went from my house down to the driveway to the street, and I thought, maybe you better not do this. Because at my age, I don't want to break any kind of bones. That's why I kind of stopped playing pickleball in a way, because I'm afraid if I fall and then with all the other stuff going on in my life, I didn't want to. But I like this. I like the idea of this. Anyway, so I've tried ukulele, tried baritone ukulele.
You play the radio really well.
I played radio, yeah.
That was those were two jokes that you told me where you said I had a face for radio, and you said that you said I was playing as an instrument. I can't remember what it was. You said, wow, you play that very well. Can you play it very far away?
Can you play it far away? Yeah, far away.
Far away.
But I heard, like on the moon, now I heard the restaurants are on the moon are very, very good, but there's no atmosphere. And but I like the idea of this. What do they call those instruments that the Mexicans play? They're twice as big as this.
Oh, I don't know.
You have no idea?
A guitar? Like a bass?
Yeah, but it's
like
big.
An upright bass?
No, it's just a big guitar, but it's twice.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
I don't know.
I just want to say one thing. I'm very proud, for the record, that you're my grandson.
Okay.
I admire you very much. I always have fun with you. No, I'm serious. I want this on the record. I think your kids are terrific. Your wife is beautiful. I enjoy my time with you. And I'm not just saying this because I'm reading a script that you wrote out for me. I'm not just saying it because of the script no, I really do. It's always a pleasure to be around you. I think you have many, many talents. Really. I mean, I am amazed at all the stuff that you are willing to try, even though you've never done it before. Well, I could do that. I'll go pour concrete in my basement. Everybody does that, right? No, everybody doesn't pour concrete in their basement. That's never done it before. So even if you fail, it doesn't deter you. You are an amazing person.
Oh, thank you.
And I am very happy to spend time with you.
Well, likewise. Likewise.
I know you think but I'm really not. I'm serious.
Well, that's why I wanted to do this. This was kind of a here's some stuff, and yeah,
and
the feeling is mutual. Like the reason I did the guitar thing was like, hey, all of this. Well, hold on, Nick.
Yeah, while you were
throw
playing.
something heavy at you. You're in the microphone.
No,
You poke, you flush, you wipe, you flush.
I was counting the pegs on here, and I thought, well, that's 12 strings. And these are kind of rare, though, right?
No.
No?
They're just...
Are they...
I want to get a smaller one because the kids can't... their kids' hands are too small. So
right.
Like, I mean, I have huge hands, so it's easier for me to play that. But a lot of people grab them, they're like, oh my gosh, there's so many strings. And it's like...
Right.
It's just a more full sound.
Right, it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, to play an F chord, how do you play an F chord?
Oh, I don't know.
Or do you know the chords, or do you just...
I don't know.
I mean, I see you moving back and forth.
Yeah. I know, I don't know, 4 or 5 chords or something. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I'm not like a get out the music and strum it and know how to play it like that.
But it sounded, the song you played sounded really good.
That was something I made up over the years.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you pressed around with the piano, I noticed.
Yeah.
Like you took the piano.
You want this?
Yeah, you can take that. Thank you.
Well, this is the.
So that's just from memory. I mean, that's just.
Yeah. Well.
I mean, there's no.
I know the chords or the notes, but like that song, you're just going from B flat to B flat up like 1 octave, and there's only so many keys to push. So it's just
really?
kind of it's like the piano. I mean, if you kind of started on one note on the piano, you could kind of hear, Happy Birthday or something.
Yeah. Anyway.
But you got a good ear. I will say this. The reason I wanted to do this, when people say, oh my gosh, Zach, you're doing all kinds of stuff, I think of you. Because, you start stuff at whatever point. So this is like a sentimental,
I don't finish stuff, though.
Neither do I. So I did get that from you. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you have a lot more stuff to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a full-time business, so it's not like you just have to get up and I'll
play
just
pickleball or anything, right?
No, I never was good at anything that I can recall.
Yeah.
But
it's okay. You tried. You did stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't do everything perfect. Nobody does. Trying is the main important part.
All right, I appreciate that. So,
all right, kids, come ask your grandpa whatever you want to know. They're all going to be like chicken
they're
now.
like, do I have to?
Oh, do I have to do this? Do I
Do
have to do this?
that?
Okay.
Oh.
Just ask him like his favorite color or something. Come on. Doesn't talk a lot. Once I get Jonathan going, he won't be able to shut up. Okay, so what have you always wanted to ask your grandpa?
How did I get so ugly?
Oh. What did you do when you were a kid?
What did I do when I was a kid? Is that what the question was? Stayed out after curfew. Shot out street lights with a BB gun.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Played buck, how many fingers up? Played softball, but I never was good at that. I never was good at any sport. When they divide up a team, they go, okay, I got Grebon, and then I'd always be the last one. They'd go, okay, you got Grebon then. I go, no, I had him last time. No, you didn't. Yes, we did. We had him last time. So in softball, they would always put me they'd always put me in right field because the ball hardly ever got hit out there. Or as catcher, because in catcher and softball is not like catcher and league ball. Because catcher, you just, he's pitching slow and then you throw it back. And then when somebody would run toward home, somebody else would come in and try to catch and tag him out. So I never was good in sports.
Okay.
Okay, anything else?
All right, you go get Jonathan. You keep going. Okay, now what's your question?
How did I get so ugly? How did I get so ugly?
No.
Oh, You don't have to ask if you don't know anything. It's okay. I mean, if you can't think of something, I don't feel bad.
What my favorite car is.
What's your favorite car?
My favorite car? Okay. Well, I was thinking about that. In 1959, I wanted to buy a Volvo. It looked like a 46 Ford. And I liked that car. But I ended up buying a Volkswagen because a Volkswagen was like $1,000 cheaper. So ever since then, I always thought a 1962 or 64 Volvo was a car I kind of always wanted.
What was your take on the DeLorean?
I wasn't really that much into it. I didn't think.
Was that kind of like it wasn't mechanically sound, but it was made by kind of like some flashy designer?
Yeah, but I wasn't impressed one way or the other with the DeLorean.
Okay. All right, next question, Jonathan.
Oh, you're making these kids. How did I get so ugly? The reason I look so old is because I worked outside all my life in the sun, sun, and so my face is all weather beaten.
All right.
Don't make them.
Where did you live most of your life?
Where did I live most of my?
We covered that.
Yeah. I grew up in Chicago. I lived most of my life in Chicago. And
Favorite part of Iowa is?
What's your favorite part of Iowa?
Illinois. My favorite part of Iowa is coming to see you guys. That's my favorite part.
Oh, shit.
Oh, gee whiz.
Anybody else?
Why can't you keep a secret in Iowa? Don't say it.
Why can't I what?
Why can't you keep a secret in Iowa?
That's a good question. I don't know.
There's so many ears.
There's so many ears? Very good. I like that.
Ben's Mr. Talking now. You gotta ride this wave.
What was your first job?
My first job? Okay. Let's talk a little bit about So, my first job,
Okay, go listen.
my first official paying job was a dishwasher at a hospital, and I made 40 cents an hour. I was a paper boy. I worked for a guy that owned 4 newspaper stands on the corner. He was a bookie. I didn't realize it. So I would run the papers from his main stand over to the other ones. I did that. I had a lot of jobs.
These were all simultaneous?
Some
It
were
wasn't like you were just doing this or just doing this. Like
yeah. They're not simultaneous, but one.
Like you'd have 2 jobs, and when you were done with this job, then you'd go to this job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did that a lot. I worked for the railroad. I worked for the city. I worked for
You guys know you worked for Amtrak, right?
I worked for Amtrak.
So you know the train that comes out here?
Yeah.
He worked for that company.
Yeah.
And what'd
Yeah.
you do?
Well, for most of my railroad career, I worked in the yard on freight, making up, coupling up cars and taking them from one place to the other. And then and since 86, then I worked on passenger for a short time, a few years, going from Chicago to Battle Creek, Michigan, staying overnight, and then going back to Chicago. I did that about 4 or 5 years. I was dressed up like,
Like a conductor.
yeah, a conductor, assistant conductor, And when I first got hired on the railroad, which was January 17th, 1962, I was making $22.86 a day. A day. Now, that's,
The dollar was worth more back then.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, gas was maybe 49 cents a gallon or 30,
Okay, so what's the cheapest gas you remember?
39 cents or 29 or 39 cents a gallon.
$1.25.
$1.25
For me, it's $1.25. Yours was what?
29 or 39 cents.
Okay, so tell me
and then
this-
I would only get $1 worth because that's all I had.
Yeah, tell me the story of when you got 34 cents in gas or something.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
I can't remember what it was. My dad told me this story. It was you guys pulled in and you like only had 53 cents or something.
Something, yeah.
And it was like.
Well, I mean, those days, you know, when you're making.
There was a lot more gas and there was a lot less money.
A lot more gas, less. And in those days, if you went into a gas station, they would pump your gas, check your oil, wipe your windshield. Now, they don't do any of that.
I had a question for you. Yes, go ahead.
Have you ever been to a foreign country?
Have I ever been to a foreign country?
Yeah, Iowa.
I was in Mexico one time. Oh, I was in Alaska. Oh, that's not foreign. I was in through Canada. I never been really.
Okay, I got a question. Back to me. When I would come to your, did you when we would come in to Chicago?
When I would come in?
No, when me is his age with the poop that I had.
Yeah, I would tremble.
Yes.
I go,
was it,
oh my God.
I want you to know that my pooping habits were formed from visiting you.
They were formed?
They were formed. Like I learned to hold my poop.
Thank you.
Because of going.
Thank you for that, because I go, oh, they're coming in again. Oh, I hope we don't. Because I think I only had one toilet then, right? And I think I pulled up.
I got really good at plunging toilets.
You did? Oh, my God. Do you still do that?
No, I put commercial power flushes in my house.
Because of that,
because
right?
Of
Your
that.
dad has them too.
Yeah, well, he has one, and it was the toilet upstairs, so that I didn't plug the toilet.
But did you plug up his toilet too?
Oh, I can do it. But I learned a phrase out at your place: you poop, you flush; you wipe, you flush.
In fact, I told her stepson, who stayed with us a week, I go, look, once in a while, this bathroom tries to overfull. I go, so if you're using the bathroom, I'm sure you are. You flush. If you do wipe, you flush. And that's what I told him. And so he says, okay, I got it.
So there was a time when it was a horrible weekend because it overflowed and it leaked through the basement through the ceiling tile.
Oh, okay.
And it stained the ceiling. It wasn't like, I think it was just water.
Right.
Because mine went down, but it clogged it. So the next person that went, they weren't expecting it, and it just overflowed everywhere. And it was like the end of the world. But isn't it kind of, funny that Aaron and I, we get married and we come and visit you like for the first time as a married couple, and your basement's flooded.
I remember.
It was all payback, right?
Do you remember when that was?
Hey, honey, what year was it when we went and the house was flooded? So it'd be in between 2007 and 2010.
Oh, okay. I kind of remember that happening. The basement flooded.
Mm-hmm.
And you were, how many kids did you have then?
None.
You didn't have any? Oh, no? All right, man.
All right. Well, hey, so this was good.
This is good. I appreciate you taking the time to put everybody to sleep with this.
Yeah.
With this.
So this has been an interview with Lynn Grebon Sr. If you're just tuning in now.
How long did this thing go on?
I don't know. And the first one is at 22 minutes, so we're probably an hour or something. I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, that was good. Again, this program is brought to you by Swingline Staplers. Weight does matter. Go to swingline.com. Like, subscribe, and hit that notifications button. And thank you, Grandpa.
Thank you for being you and having a wonderful family.
Thank you for being you.
And forgive me for taking you away from swishers or
Old Threshers.
Old Threshers.
And we'll forgive you.
Okay.
We've already been there. It's been good.
Yeah, but I mean, don't you want to be in the parade or something?
No.
Well, how many days did you go already this
2.
week? Wednesday?
No. Thursday, Friday. We already went there this morning. We're going to go back.
Okay.
And then Sunday, and then probably not too much on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is your business closed on Monday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Signing off. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Goodbye. Yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye.